Today we're going to react to the world's biggest boomer fraud, Mike Rowe, the guy who is an actual opera singer and TV and radio guy. Went to school uh, that was not trade school. Went to do something else that was related to, I believe it was TV broadcasting, telling young men that they need to break their backs for bad pay, for a job that you're likely going to have to compete more and more with other people. And that is all by design. See, today I'm reacting to Mike Rowe, he's the guy who pushes the whole, oh, you got to join the trades. Young men need to man up and work 80 hours a week, breaking their back, because that's what America needs. You see, this is very misleading. It's very misleading because they don't tell you that they'll say, "Oh, there's 7 million jobs that need to be filled." If these companies actually wanted to fill those roles, you know what they would do? They would up the pay. They would increase the pay. I uploaded a video couple, what was it, like a week or two ago. It was actually a Charlie Kirk video, and he was saying how a lot of these trade companies, you see, trade companies, they are the backbone of America. They're the backbone. Don't mess with us in Texas, sort of bullshit sort of mindset that they have. Oh, we're just fighting for the real Americans. We're right wingers. You don't take our guns. We're the builders of America. And you know what? You know what they all did? They all hire illegal aliens. They all hire Mexicans who are being paid under the table. So even the trade companies, which you would think, they're gonna hire Americans, they're gonna be loyal to their countrymen. No, they're not. So this whole idea that, there's all these unfilled jobs, we need to have young men get into the workforce. That's entirely false. That is entirely incorrect. See, this whole line of reasoning, remember how there was learn to code, and you'll be successful. That was what, 10 years ago. Now you've been hearing, in the last 5-10 years, join the trades, become a bricklayer, be a machinist. First of all, who the fuck wants to do that? Okay, not that if you actually want to be a bricklayer, go ahead, but I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lay bricks for $50,000 a year. Go fuck yourself. That ain't gonna happen. that ain't happening. I'm telling you. If I'm gonna lay bricks, it's gonna be you gotta pay me a lot more than what the people are being paid for that job. And that leads me to the next point. The reason why they're saying, join the trades, is because the more young people fall into this lie that, there's all these empty jobs that need to be filled, they're making it seem like they need us, when it's entirely the opposite. They're constructing a narrative where the more young people join the trades means there's more competition, which means, guess what? Less pay, because they have more people to choose from. They can be more picky, and you basically just have to take whatever bullshit job because someone else will take that job. That's the whole truth of this. The whole join a trade. So we're gonna get in this video because I keep rambling. Let's just get into it. All right.
When people say opportunity is dead, I think what they're saying is, I've been all over the favorite parts of my zip code, and I can't find the job that I was promised. Right. The job that I've dreamt of my whole life. I don't know how we got to that place either, but it does feel like so much of this is kind of in our control because it's perception. What are the myths and the primary misperceptions that have made it difficult for trade schools to recruit more effectively?
I would put at the top of the list, these are generally non-traditional students. People who've tried something else. Maybe tried community college first, traditional college didn't work out, maybe skipped higher ed.
I was going to say too, you're probably more likely to be successful going to a university nowadays than you are doing trade school, and that seems like like just crazy to even say because trade jobs are hiring so many people, and you know just just put your foot on the door, give them a handshake. America needs more tradesmen, but that isn't really true because the trade bubble is already bursting. They have tons of workers. They have tons of young people who want to break into this career. Like for me, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. If you don't know already, I have some experience in elevator in the elevator trade. I passed a trade school. I graduated. I'm not going to say where, but I graduated. Elevator mechanic trade school. With a good GPA, high GPA, and I've been trying to get a job for months now, and it's just it's ridiculous how long it's taking just to get a job. And I know other people, young people, who are in this exact same position. This whole we need more people. Okay, then why are so many people I know who also graduated can't get jobs? A lot of people that I know who got jobs, they had connections from the get go. If you don't have connections in the trades and the skilled trades, it depends what trade you are in. It totally depends. If you're like if you want to get into electrician, plumber, or like if you're an elevator mechanic, is probably the fucking hardest one to get into because you got to know people. You got to know people in that trade, So you got to network. It's not impossible, but if you're doing something like bricklaying or diesel mechanic, it's a lot more easier to get into that because the barrier to entry is a lot lower. And a lot of like electricians and plumbers and HVAC and elevator mechanics, they like to gatekeep this trade. They don't want anyone else joining because the more people that join is a risk to them. A lot of skilled tradesmen, they are like divas, man. They look at it as like as a threat. They look at you as if you're a young guy and you're like active and fit, they look at you as a threat because all these old fucks, they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose the shit they build up, So another thing on the business owners too is that a lot of these business owners, you'll see they like in America, they're driving these huge modded trucks and they got multiple properties. That's from hiring illegal labor. So, anyways, let's just get into the video. Let's continue.
In the beginning, downsized, looking for something else, gone through divorce, something in their life has moved them to change direction. And for some of them, many of them, this is not a second chance, this is a last chance. So when you think about the student, we have a whole section of the book talking about Gen Z and the need and to get women into the profession, and a lot of those are non-traditional women. But when you think about people pursuing the trades as a career, it's not just right out of high school. It's often people changing careers. So I think that is a big misperception. And then the other would be the sustainable, family-sustaining wage and the living that you can make in those professions. I don't think people understand that.
I was really...
I mean, you can make. I mean, depends what you mean by a living wage. Like, if you are actually like licensed as a journeyman, at least here in Canada, like if you're a licensed mechanic for whatever trade your expertise is in, you can make a pretty good buck. But now with all this bullshit, inflation, like it's even tradespeople, they gotta be smart with their money.
This has probably been 11 years ago now, but I shared an article in the journal. I think it was called The Six-Figure Welder. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I'd seen that in headlines, but I'd met hundreds of people doing real well in welding. And I shared that and anecdotally talked about what I'd seen out in the world. And the pushback was extraordinary. Real skepticism, adjacent to real anger.
Yeah, I mean, most welders aren't making six. This guy thinks most welders are making six figures. Like, that's just not true at all. The average welder is not making six figures, Like this dude is fucking just misleading. You got to pay attention. This guy is a theater guy. This is a theater kid, okay? He knows how to lie to you. Just keep that in mind. He talks a big game. He wears his this blue collar looking like button up. I have an accent. This guy's an actor. This guy's a fucking actor. They are all actors.
How dare you even suggest such a thing? My kid right now is trying to figure out which college to go to, and he's going to read this kind of thing, and God knows what's going to happen to him.
Right.
I mean, real fear, and that's when I realized, you know what? It's not just a question of people not quite understanding what the opportunities truly look like. That kind of bias is seen.
Let's go here.
We've lost the will to work. And prior to that, a couple years ago.
No, we didn't lose the will to work. Companies lost the will to actually pay proper wages. That's the reality. Most tradespeople, they have this mindset that like trying to earn more is like you're a communist or socialist. Like that's their view. Their view is that like, I just got to start. I gotta make $18 an hour, and 2 years later, still making maybe like $21 an hour. That's ridiculous. I mean, at least here in Canada, that's ridiculous. I don't know. It's in America, it's probably a bit less, but adjusted for per capita. But a lot of guys are getting fucked. It takes years to get big money if you even get in. If anyone even gives you opportunity, they give you hours, all this stuff. So let's continue. But there is no war on work. Okay, there's these companies. If they wanted work, they would just increase the wages. That's what they would do. They don't want to do that.
He wrote an article called "The War on Work."
It's supply and demand. It's that simple. And the reason why they propagate this lie is of two reasons: to bring in more immigrants who will work for less, and to also increase the competition. That's all it is. It's all the reason why they say this is because the more they say this, it basically means that they can increase immigration. They can lobby for more immigration, so they can get more people who will work for less, who are slaves. That's all it is.
And in it, he talks about these areas that are ascendant and aspirational today, and they include consultancies and advocacies and nonprofits. He says the interesting thing about all those categories is that the work doesn't benefit anyone directly except the worker. It's the whole point. Mm-hmm. Every job, I'm forgetting the fourth category, but the categories you're talking about are the exact opposite. When he changes the filter in your refrigerator, that benefits you. Now, he'll be paid for it, and as will the lineman. But the business of having a vocation that primarily benefits somebody other.
I just want to make a point that like anyone who's trying to say join the trades and is a podcaster like this fucker, or like an actor or like someone like Matt Walsh who thinks he's masculine when he isn't, probably has the great grip strength of an Indian person. People like that don't take their advice, because there's a reason why they're not in it. There's a reason why they're saying you should do it and they're not in it and they're not doing it.
Than you. It's kind of Calvinist, It's kind of a work ethic kind of thing, but it's a big part of the equation, and it's missing from a lot of lives. So what do you think of this? I was in Oklahoma about a year ago, a little town called Drumbeat, like in the middle of the middle. And one of the best tech schools I've ever seen was there. It was called Central Tech. I was there for the energy guys. They have an amazing welding program, and Continental and a couple other big employers in Oklahoma rely on them heavily. And around 2:30 in the afternoon, 18 buses come in from all the surrounding schools that used to have shop class, but don't anymore. Mm-hmm. So all the kids come there. It was amazing to see them all just jump into these different vocations and get busy learning. But during lunch, I walked down to the farm where they had a nursing wing. Mm-hmm. And they were on their break, and there were 15 women standing around, a couple of guys, and their instructors. And I said, so how's it going? It's great. It's like, it's a 2-year program, I guess. And the instructor said, well, it could be. Carolyn here's going to do it in 2. Fran is going to do it in more like 18 months. Charlotte, more like a year. Jennifer, 3. Point is, there was no term at all. All
right, let's get off. This is the boring shit. Let's skip to this timestamp.
In the future, high schools now they're not creating the old shop classes that we remember from when we were young. They're in. I talk in the book in White Plains, New York. They had 75 acres that they redeveloped to build a trade school, and now they're funneling students through there in Massachusetts.
Look, do I agree that young kids should learn the fundamentals of like skilled trades? Of course I do. There definitely should be more trade skilled opportunities in schools, but you have to give them a ramp. The only way skilled trades will be a good thing for people of the future, young people, is stop hiring illegal aliens, stop hiring illegal or immigrants who will work under the table for less. You have to stop. You have to essentially. Well, that's really the main thing. But you got to raise wages. and stop saying, "Oh, we have a worker shortage." There's no worker shortage. If you actually increase the wages, the shortage goes away because people will actually want to work for your company. And you also have to stop the nepotism. You have to make it so onboarding young people in the trades will actually help them get there. Because at this point, skilled trades is a bubble. If you're a young person right now and you think you're going to get a job right away, just think again. It depends what trade you're in. You want to bulldoze shit off the fucking road, you can get a job easily doing that. You're not going to make that much money.
Jesus, there are
These prestige skilled trade jobs like electrician, plumbing, elevator mechanic, HVAC. These kind of S-tier jobs, A-tier jobs. A lot of nepotism in them. Especially in Canada, a lot of nepotism. You might have to move somewhere else just to get a job. So
thousands of students on the waiting list to go through their vocational ed programs. Father Judge High School in Philadelphia has a welding program that graduates about 25 students a year that go directly into the workforce as welders.
I'm going to end the video right here. I think I said what all needs to be said. I'm going to continue on with these kind of like discussion videos, criticizing, these arguments that are very fallacious and very dishonest. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and just give me more ideas what video ideas you want next, because I'm going to be doing a lot more. Anyways, take care.